Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
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 Siyavar Ramachandra ki
Jai.
Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki
Jai.
Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Janaki Vallabho Vijayate Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Samast Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavitvaram Namah Shri Tulsidas Sadvarishthaya Dhimate Puritam Hridayam Yena Rama Premamritena Me Neelambuja Shamala Komalangam Sita Samaropitavama Bhagam Pano Mahasayaka Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvam Shanatham Atulita Baladhamam Hema Shailabhadeham Danujavana Krishanum Jnaninam Agraganyam Sakala Guna Nidhanam Vanaranam Adhisham Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatam Namami. We saw that Bhagavan Sri Rama, without any trouble, killed Khara Dushana Trishiras and the entire army of 14,000 demons. Shurpanakha went to Ravana, told everything and asked him to do something. This is your kingdom, you are supposed to protect us. Okay? And therefore you should do something. We saw how Ravana went to Maricha and told of his plan that I want to kidnap Sri Rama's wife and therefore you should become a golden deer, lure both of them, Sri Rama and Lakshmana, behind you and then I will kidnap her. Maricha tried to put some sense into his brain but it didn't work. And Ravana was very adamant that he wants to do this. So Maricha thought, rather than getting killed by him, it's better I get killed by Sri Rama. At least I will keep seeing his face, his beautiful form, keep chanting his name and I will get killed by him. It's better than getting killed by Ravana. Saying this, Maricha decided to do what Ravana wanted to do. Now, see here few things we must understand before we proceed. We see that when Maricha also is thinking that he is also a devotee of Bhagavan. Tulsidas Ji explains Ravana is also a devotee of Bhagavan. In the sense Vidvesha Bhakti, not a very good kind of devotee that other people can emulate, but still a Bhakta only. And in a sense that is correct. Because Shri Krishna himself says in Gita also that everybody is walking the path to me. Isn't it? 4th chapter itself we saw. That finally everybody is going towards Bhagavan only. So everybody is Bhagavan's Bhakta for various reasons. But Bhagavan's Avatara that has happened as Sri Rama is not just to kill Ravana. This is one point that we must always remember. In Srimad Bhagavatam, one shloka comes which says, Martya avatarahatu iha martya shikshanam raksho vadhaya eva na kevalam vibhovo. Don't think that it is only for raksho vadha. It is only for killing some rakshasas, Bhagavan takes avatars. No, he says, martya shikshanam. It is to teach human beings. And when we were seeing earlier, we saw that Sri Ramachandra's life is a teaching. Whereas Sri Krishna's words are teaching. You can't emulate Sri Krishna's life. But Sri Rama, through every single act, is teaching human beings. And that is one of the main purposes of Avatara. In Avatara Prayojana also, when we list all those Prayojanas, Martya Shikshanam is very important. Of course, Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Dushkritam, all that is there. Dharma Samsthapanarthaya. But also to show human beings how we should live our life. So, in a way, every single Leela that Bhagavan will do is towards some kind of teaching. This Maricha is a very interesting character. His mother and his brother were killed by Sri Rama, isn't it? And at that time when we were seeing that entire episode that with Vishwamitra Rishi, Sri Rama and Lakshmana had gone, that Tadaka was first killed, then Subahu was burnt and Maricha was thrown far. And we understood the entire spiritual significance behind it, saying that Tadaka is hope, Durasha, isn't it? That wrong understanding or wrong hope, that is what is she desire, wrong desire. Now the desire will create two things, dosha and dukkha. And we had seen that dukkha has to be destroyed, dosha has to be converted into guna. So Maricha, by throwing him far, was converted from demon into a bhakta. This is what he wants to teach. So the entire episode of Maricha, it may look like why Bhagavan is going, see, some innocent people are there, no? When they read Ramayana, they feel, oh, if Bhagavan already knows, no, he told Sita that, you please go into fire, and then that Chaya Sita came out. He knows, then why is he going? And he wants to do Leela. Why? Because killing Ravana is not the only purpose. There are so many things in between that needs to be done. And that is why we see these different kinds of Leelas of Bhagavan. Alright? So that is something that we must understand. Now, coming back to the story. Maricha comes there as a golden deer with gems studded. See, very interesting. Taba Maricha krapata murga bhayau ati vichitra kachubarani na jai kanaka deha mani rachita banai. Kanaka deha, his body was made up of gold and gems studded in it. Have you ever seen any deer like this? Vichitra, that's why Tulsidas Ji says ati vichitra. It's a different form only which is there. Now Sita parama ruchira mruga dekha anga sumanohara besha sunahu deva raghubira krupala ihi mruga kara ati sundara chala. Sita ji sees this beautiful deer and anga sumanohara, such a wonderful in every part of that, and therefore she says to Sri Rama that I want that deer. Now in some places it is said that in Valmiki Ramayana etc. it comes that if you can catch him alive, I can play with him. But if you cannot catch him and therefore if you have to kill, we can use the skin. Deer skin was used. And therefore she says that, I want that mruga. Satya Sanda Prabhu Badhi Kari Ehi Anahu Charma Karati Kahati Baide. He said, I will bring the charma. Which means he has told that I am going to kill. Okay. Charma is skin. I'll bring the skin. That's what he said. Taba Raghupati Janata Sabakarana Uthe Harshi Sura Kaju Savarana. Very important line. What he says here is Taba Raghupati. Then Sri Ramachandra Janata Sabakarana, who knows all the reasons. why this fellow has come, what is going to happen, what is meant for what. Knowing everything, uthe harshi. Happily he got up. Surakaju savarana, to accomplish the task of devatas. Okay, so which means what? He knows everything and still he is going. And then he goes behind the golden deer, etc. This there. Now you see very interesting thing here, spiritual significance we must also see. Earlier Sita Ji was saying that in Ayodhya also, when she came, she was mentioning that for me, you are there, nobody else is required. When she was convincing Sri Rama that I should come with you to forest, she said, when you are there, why will I want anything else? Now here what has happened? Sita Ji wants something of the world for which she is sending Sri Rama to get it. Many things we need to understand as sadhakas. Number one, as long as we are focused on Bhagavan, there is no problem. The moment we turn away from Bhagavan to the world, Kanchana Mruga, golden deer represents the shining objects which attract us and we may get tempted to have them. When our focus changes from Bhagavan to the world, then we have desire for the world. And then what do? We make Bhagavan only work for it and get those objects for us. Earlier, very nice thing had come where Bhagavan had said that Nikkama, those people who have no desires, I stay comfortably, I rest in their heart. And therefore, we had seen at that time that those people who have desire, Bhagavan is not resting. He is standing there. Why? Because he has to get some desired object that the person wants. Now here Sita Ji changing her focus from Sri Rama to that golden deer is for us to understand what happens when you do that. When you focus on the world and you want this thing or that thing of the world, you make Bhagavan work for it. Bhagavan goes there to get it. Bhagavan anyways will do. Then what happens? Then you are separated from Bhagavan. Why? Because you have got tempted to the world. So now you will be with the world, but you will not have Bhagavan with you. And then to gain him back, we have to do more sadhana, which Sita Ji herself will show us. That is important point. Now one more interesting thing that we must understand is, when she wanted something of the world, she asked Bhagavan. That is a good thing. We always say that Bhakta is the one, by any means, he remembers Bhagavan. So when the Bhakta wants something of the world also, he will ask Bhagavan to get it. Artharthi Bhakta. There are so many people who think that no, I myself will go and get. Why should I go ask Bhagavan? Or they will ask some people of the world that you please do, you please do. This is not that kind of bhakti. Bhakta is the one who will ask Bhagavan. See, one very interesting anecdote is there. That there was one beggar. And that beggar went to meet Akbar, King Akbar, Badshah. And when he was entering into the palace, the soldiers stopped. And you can't enter. He said, why? He said, Akbar Badshah is doing namaz. He is praying. The moment that beggar heard this, he started laughing and turned away and went. He laughed so hard that even Akbar Badshah heard. So when he finished namaz, he called soldiers and he said, what happened? Who was laughing? He said, no, there was some beggar who came. And when we told that you are praying, therefore you can't enter, he laughed and he went away. So Akbar Badshah told the soldiers, catch that beggar and bring him here. So they caught him and they brought him to Akbar Badshah, and Akbar Badshah said, why you came? He said, no, never mind. What do you mean never mind? You came here and then you were laughing. What were you laughing for? He said, Maharaj, please don't take me wrong. I was not laughing at you or anything. I was laughing at myself. I came to beg to you who is begging to God. I thought, what a fool I am. Why can't I beg to God directly? He will give me. So please don't think that I am laughing at you. I am laughing at myself. That when I have Bhagavan, why should I pray to somebody else? Oh, please do this work. Oh, please do that work. And please, if you are not there, how will it happen? Now, if God is there, you go to headquarters directly. If you know some top person in the government, and if you want to get that work, like friendship. Okay. If you know means, if that person also knows you. I know Prime Minister of India. Not like that. If there is a friendship, if you know that person knows you. And if you want something, will you go to the local municipality? No need. Finally, it is Bhagavan who is going to fulfill my wish. Possible that through somebody he may do that, but he is going to fulfill. So I should open up to Bhagavan only. So often this question is asked, should we ask something from God or not? When we go to the temple, when we pray, when we are doing puja, should we ask or not? See, the question is not whether you should ask or not. If you have desire, ask. It is not that, no, you must ask. There is no such rule. But the important point is, if you have desire, ask to God only. Don't go and asking for somebody else or think that you yourself will be able to do. If you have desire, ask God. Sita Ji does that very good. She wants something, she tells Sri Rama, I want that. And Sri Rama is ever ready to fulfill Bhakta's wishes. Oh, he is always ready. So Bhagavan goes behind this Kanchana Mruga, golden deer which is there. And Tulsidas Ji says, Bhagavan goes behind this Kanchana Mruga to fulfill wishes of both devotees. Not just Sita Ji. Maricha also wanted, isn't it? Maricha was also thinking that I will be able to see him, he will come behind, I will keep looking at him. All this desire Maricha had. So Bhagavan went behind that Kanchana Mruga to fulfill wishes of both devotees. And Maricha is playing tricks. He is not running very fast. See, this is also very important, okay? If something is too far to achieve, we will never try for it. When do we try? When something is close, there is a possibility of gaining it. Then we will try. Imagine if Maricha sees that Sri Rama is coming and he runs very far. And Sri Rama would not have gone further saying that, okay, now anyways I can't match that speed. So what that Maricha used to do as that golden deer used to jump little bit, then wait. Then let Sri Rama come little closer, then jump little further, then wait. And like this, he is taking Bhagavan into, further and further into the forest. Okay, that is what he is doing. And they must have gone for quite some time because of all the things that are happening here, okay, that need time. So they must have gone for a little more time. But Bhagavan, the moment he saw that, okay, now he is in my range, with one arrow itself, Bhagavan killed this golden deer. And when he was about to die, he shouted in Sri Ramachandra's voice, Ha Lakshmana, oh Lakshmana, please save me, so loudly that even Lakshmana and Sita Ji heard. And very interesting, when he was about to die, he died in his original form. He did not die as Kanchana Mruga. He took form of that Rakshasa Maricha and he died. And Tulsidas Ji says that Bhagavan, such a compassionate, understanding that Maricha's devotion for him, gave him gati, state that even munis do not get. That is what he did. Okay. Now, another unnecessary question that people have. If Maricha shouted in Sri Ramachandra's voice, saying that Lakshmana, please come, why Sri Ramachandra did not shout to say that, no, it is all fine? People have got weird questions, I tell you. They think that, see, it would have solved the problem. I have two answers for this, okay? Number one, you can never ask the question why to somebody, which I have already told you so many times. That was director's plan. When you watch a movie, you don't say, oh, why that person did not turn? The entire movie would not have happened. That's why he did not turn. Otherwise, the entire movie would not happen. A director wanted him not to turn. So that it's closed, but that suspense remains, and then finally at the end, the entire reveal will happen. So number one, director's choice. And here, director is actor. Okay, so full choice. You can't know. The director himself is the main character he is playing, so you can't ask him. Number one. Number two, use some logic. If Maricha shouted in Sri Ramachandra's voice, Sri Rama must shout in his own voice. Isn't it? Now, how Sita ji or Lakshmana will know which one is who? Is it not possible that first voice is of Sri Rama and then Maricha or some other Mayavi is shouting in his, saying that, no, please do not come. So, the confusion which Sita ji had, which Lakshmana had, would have remained anyways. Why am I answering unnecessary questions? I should not answer these questions. Maricha died. While dying, he shouted in Sri Ramachandra's voice. It took his original form and, gave up his body. He got Gati. Okay. And Devatas are already doing, they did Pushpa Vrishti. That is also done. Alright. Then, what happened there in the Kuti? They must have gone quite far. Sri Rama, with the Maricha and all that. When Sita ji heard this, somebody, Sri Ramachandra, calling Lakshmana. So she told Lakshman that, you must go and find out what is happening. Go there quickly and find out. Now, Tulsidas Ji says one very nice thing. He says, Lakshman ji just smiled little bit. Okay. Now, why he must have smiled? He is thinking, just some time back, Sri Ramachandra alone has killed 14,000 demons, which we saw. Now what will happen to him? But I tell you, sometimes this little smile can be misinterpreted and misunderstood by other people. So Sita ji misunderstood it. Tulsidas Ji is a very simple person, therefore he doesn't say much. He just says that Marama Bachana Jaba Sita Bola Hari Prerita Lachmana Maradola. He just says that she said one few very, very hurting words and Lakshmanji's heart was broken. Okay. Tulsidas Ji does not say what she spoke. Okay. So I will also not tell. Why should I tell? If you want to know what she said, go and read Valmiki Ramayana. Elaborate everything. I think some 20-25 verses she must have said. Minimum, I am saying. There may be more only. That she started saying this on that, etc. Now here very grammatical point also. Grammatical point also is there. You see, Marama Bachana Jaba Sita Bola. So Sita is a feminine word. Oh, boli hona chahiye. That should have been that Sita ji said something. And Hari Prerita Lachimana Mana Dola. ठीक है. Now mana is a napumsakalingi shabda. Tulsidas Ji, if he wanted, he could have said Hari Prerita Lachimana Mati Doli. If he just wanted to boli doli, he just wants to do rhyming and instead of bola dola, he could have done. But it's not a grammatical mistake. He has purposely done that. What he wants to indicate is, when Lakshmanji heard what Sita ji is telling, the words were not what Sita ji would usually speak. And therefore, Sita ji is not speaking. Somebody else is speaking. Her karmas are speaking. Niyati is speaking. Destiny is speaking. Or Bhagavan is speaking through her. And that's why he says Sita Bola. And now what Lakshmanji is going to do is also unusual. See, Sri Ramachandra had told him to stay here and protect Sita ji. He is not supposed to go. But what he did is also unusual. Therefore, Manadola. So, it looks like it's a grammatical mistake, but it is not. These are all the ways that, the author is trying to indicate few things. No, but Veji, why? If he wants to say something, he should say. There is no fun in that. Imagine the director starts to say everything very clearly. Then what movie? No, there should be some shadow. Some suspense should be there. People should keep on guessing. Is this that person or is this person? Does he want to say like this? I tell you, there is an entire science of understanding movies. Do you know this? What kind of clothes, what color clothes each character is wearing, what does that indicate, what every single action of each actor indicates. There are people who analyze all these things. That entire science will not be there if director starts to tell everything. Imagine one person comes in the red color and says, this red color is to indicate that I am angry. And then why am I wearing? Not everything needs to be said. Few things should be just indicated. So Tulsidas Ji is just indicating these things. That neither Sita Ji what she spoke and nor Lakshman Ji what he did, both were not usual things. That is what happened. Now, Bana disi deva saupi sabakahu, chale jahan Ravana sasirahu. It is said that Lakshman Ji prayed to Devatas, saying that please protect her, and went in the direction that Sri Ramachandra had gone. No mention of Lakshman Rekha. Later on in Ramcharitmanas itself, that mention of Lakshman Rekha is there. So you can't say that entire Ramcharitmanas doesn't speak of it. Anyways, in Valmiki Ramayana, that Lakshman Rekha etc. is not there. Okay. And here also in this scene, it is not mentioned. That he put some Rekha and you are not supposed to cross, etc. See, simple point is, if it is well-known story, there will be so many variations. And I am sure in some Ramayana, it must have been very clearly explained. That's why it has become such a popular story. And it has a spiritual significance also, that a person, Jiva, should remain in the Maryada. The moment you cross that line, then wrong things will happen to you. And it was very amazing science, okay? Science, technology, very interesting. Ravana can't enter, but Sita ji can go out. When Ravana is trying to enter that Rekha, then it will create fire. But when Sita ji is going out, it is not creating fire. Nowadays, when you go on the road, they have put some kind of stoppers, spikes, only on one side. So if you come from that side, you will have spikes. If you come from the other side, you can easily go from there. Already, all those technology was already there with us. So, though there is no direct mention of Lakshman Rekha here, but there is in other place that indication is there. Okay, in Ramcharitmanas itself. Alright, now what happened? Lakshman ji went behind Sri Ramachandra in the direction that Sri Ramachandra had gone. Now Ravana, he saw that now Sita ji is alone, so I must now go. He took a form of a sannyasi and went there. Now in other, so much of discussion is there. Why he took form of sannyasi? Okay. In Ramcharitmanas also some discussion comes. See, one thing is that sannyasi is a respected figure. So when he will come as a sannyasi, Sita ji will not doubt. That is number one. In one Ramayana, it is said very beautifully that Ravana actually wanted to take form of Sri Rama. Because then Sita ji will not even think about it, isn't it? But Ravana did not. He said, because if I take Sri Ramachandra's form, I will not be able to kidnap Sita. I will not be able to do that wrong action. Imagine what the form itself has got strength. Now he has not become Sri Rama. Just by taking the Sri Rama Rupa only, he said, I will not be able to do this wrong action. Then some people ask, so sannyasis can do wrong action? Arey nahi baba. If you see the entire story, Ravana has only approached Sita Ji in sannyasi vesha. He has kidnapped in Ravana form only, Rakshasa Rupa only. But to get entry, he is taking the form of a sannyasi. And he goes there, approaches Sita Ji. And first he tries to speak to her and ask for things, etc. In some places it said that he asked for bhiksha and said that you should come out and give bhiksha, all that. That is not mentioned in Tulsi Ramayana. He said few things, and Sita Ji says only one thing. She says that you are not talking like a sannyasi, you are talking like a dushta person. Though your form is of sannyasi, you are not talking like one. And that is when Ravana took back his own form of Rakshasa and took her along with him and went into his Pushpaka Vimana. Krodhavanta tab Ravana लीन सी रथ बैठाई चला गगन पथ आतुर भय रथ हाकी न जाई. So ratha is said, but gagana patha also is said, which means that chariot which could fly. Okay, that's the indication of Pushpaka Vimana here. And the moment he took his form and he said, I am Ravana, Sita Ji got scared, because she has been listening to this word, this name from so many people in the Vana, and she knows someone is very bad and very powerful. So she started crying. That entire vilapa is there. Ha jaga eka veera raguvira kehi aparadha bisare udaya arati harana sarana dukhadaya sukadayaka ha ragukula saroja dinanayaka. She started to say, why Bhagavan, you are Raghuvamsha Shiromani, why have you left me, why have you forsaken me? And ha Lachimana tumhara nahi dosa. She's telling to Lakshmana, oh Lakshmana, it is not your fault. So palupaya hu keen he rosa. It is the result of my anger only, what I said things to you, that is what is giving now result. Vividha bilapa karati bedehi, bhuri kripa prabhu duri sanehi, vipati moriko prabhu sunava, purodasa chah rasa bakhava, Sita kai bilapa sunibhari, bhaye charachara jiva dukhari. And like that, she says that I did such a misjudgment that a demon I thought is a saint, and a saint I thought is a demon. Ravana, who is a demon, I thought he is a sannyasi, and Lakshmana, who is such a nice person, I thought he is a bad person. What a grave mistake that I have done. And that's why she says, Lakshmana, it's not your fault. It's my own wrongdoings that are now coming back to me. And see, this is what happens when we are tempted, when we want something, then misjudgment is very natural, because our mind is not correctly thinking. And that is what happened. Tulsidas Ji says that when she was crying like this, all the jivas also felt that, oh, what is happening to her? But nobody had any guts to do anything. Jivas felt bad. There were so many animals around also, but they could not do. One was there. Gidha Raja Suni Aratabani Raghukula Tilaka Nari Pahichani. So Gidharaj, Jatayu heard Sita Ji's voice and he recognized that this is Sita Ji. Now this Jatayu is also a very interesting character. Gidharaj is vulture. He is in the form of a vulture. Okay. And long story is there that actually Jatayu and Sampati are brothers. There are two vultures in this entire story will be there. One day they had a competition who can reach far, means who can reach as high as possible. And it is said that both of them started to fly up into the sky and they were close to sun, Surya. That much they flew. But Jatayu returned. He is saying that I am done. I can't fly higher. Sampati did not. So it is said that Sampati, when he was flying closer to sun, his wings were burnt and he fell on the ground. And Jatayu thought that whatever happened with Sampati is my mistake. That I went for competition and because of that. So therefore he distanced himself from all these places and started staying here. It is also said in Valmiki Ramayana that Jatayu was Dashrath Maharaj's friend. So when Dashrath Maharaj must have come for some, some battle or some hunting, etc., he also met Jatayu. And therefore, the moment Sri Ramachandra, Lakshmanji and Sita Ji are in Panchavati, Jatayu is part of their, everyday. In the sense, he will always come and, be there, will talk to them, etc. So, that story is also there. So, he knew Sri Rama, Sita Ji, Lakshmanji, he knew everyone. So, the moment he heard Sita Ji's voice and crying, etc., he recognized Raghukula Tilaka Nari Pehchani. He recognized that this is wife of Sri Rama. Adham Nisachara Line Jai, Jimmy Malech Basa Kapila Gai. Says that Nishachara, that Rakshasa is taking her as though Mlecha is taking on Kapila cow. She doesn't have anywhere to go. And then he said, Site Putri Karasijani Trasa, Karihau Jatu Dhana Karanasa. He calls Sita Ji as his daughter. He says, Site Putri, oh daughter, don't worry, I will save you. And saying this, Jatayu came and attacked Ravana. They are in the sky. And Ravana did not expect any battle from anybody else. See, you think about what must be going on in Ravana's mind, okay? He thinks that there is only one person who can fight with him, and that is Sri Rama. Now, the moment Maricha has taken Sri Rama far away, and Lakshmana is also not there, Lakshmana may do something. According to him, there is nobody in the world who can oppose him. So, he is not expecting. He is only worried about whether Sri Rama is coming or not. He is not even expecting anybody to come and fight. So, Jatayu, and suddenly Jatayu came, he was surprised that how come anybody came? But you see that arrogance, Abhimana is so much that it does not allow him to sit. He says, Re re dushta thada kinak hoi, nirbhaya chalesi na jane hi mohi, avata dekhi kritanta samana, phirda sakandhara kara anumana, kei mainaka ki khagapati hoi, mama bala jana sahitapati soi, jana jaratha jatayu eha, mama kara tirata chadi hi deha. Ravana is telling, first he is wondering who is attacking. Is this Mainaka, is this Khagapati, Garuda, who is attacking? Is this Garuda's, master Vishnu Bhagavan, who is attacking? When he understood that it is Jatayu attacking, he said, you have come to die? My big hands are like Tirtha Kshetra, and you have come to take holy dip and die in this. So please come. I will kill you. What Abhimana? And listening to this, Jatayu gave one shot to Ravana. Ravana fell on the ground. From that Pushpaka Vimana directly on the ground. And it is said that Jatayu brought Sita Ji also on the ground. His main purpose was to save. So Ravana was thrown on the ground. He even brought Sita Ji. And Ravana is telling, you have come to right place. You will get Shubhagati now. You will be dying on my hands. Jatayu warned. Jatayu said, Ravana, you know what you are doing? The punishment will be that you and your entire clan will be burnt by the Krodhagni of Sri Rama. His anger and his wrath will burn your entire clan. Don't do this. If you see, that is what happened. So Jatayu was right. But Ravana is in his own arrogance. So he kept on fighting, and there was a fierce battle between Ravana and Jatayu. Now, very interesting all these things are, because Ravana is a very strong person. Jatayu is no match for Ravana. But you see, sometimes what happens, when that fear of death goes away, then what people fight is very different, when they are in other times. Jatayu had given up that fear of death. He didn't care. So the battle was very fierce, unexpected. And that's why this battle is considered to be one of the greatest, because it was not expected. See, earlier also Sahasrabahu has defeated Ravana, and Vali has defeated Ravana. That was expected because they are very powerful. Jatayu, nobody thought that he will fight with Ravana like this. Finally, Ravana is more powerful, and therefore Ravana, takes his sword and, cuts both the wings of Jatayu. Jatayu falls on the ground, taking Bhagavan's name. All that happens. But that battle, people always remember. And Jatayu falls. Ravana takes Sita Ji again into the Vimana, and before Sri Rama can come, he leaves from that place. Now, as they are going towards Lanka, it is said that Sita Ji saw that on some mountain, some monkeys are sitting. Drishyamukha Parvata, it is called. Later on, we will see in Kishkinda Kanda, it will come. And seeing that, she threw cloth towards them. That is what Tulsidas Ji is telling. That's what Ravana must have seen. But actually we know what it is. You imagine from the aeroplane, if you throw cloth, will it reach correct place? No. She actually threw her that Divya Abhushanas which Anusuya Ji had given towards these monkeys, so that Sri Rama will know in which direction Sita Ji is taken. And we see that in Valmiki Ramayana, that long episode comes that Bhagavan Sri Rama sees those Abhushana also and confirms that yes, they are of Sita. So, that also happens, and further Ravana takes Sita Ji and they cross the ocean also, and he takes her to Lanka. And in Lanka there is a place called Ashoka Vatika. Even now it is there. Very, very dense trees and so many forest kind of garden kind of thing is there. In that Ashoka Vatika, he keeps Sita Ji. Now Ravana tries to tempt her by many ways, and even tries to threaten her, but she doesn't fall for any. As Tulsidas Ji is very, he doesn't explain this much. You should read Valmiki Ramayana. Anybody who thinks that Ravana was a good person, okay, you can 100% tell that they have not read Valmiki Ramayana. I don't know how many of you have heard this. This is called conspiracy theory. What conspiracy theory? There is one person, one author has written one text where Ravana is the hero of the entire story. And they say, interesting story, you just listen. Okay? Nothing of it is true, but you listen. They say, Sita Ji was daughter of Ravana. Okay? And because of certain things, he could not take care of her, and therefore she was kept in that wooden box which was found by Janak Maharaj. So when Ravana came to know that my real daughter is married to this person who has taken her to forest and making her suffer, Ravana decided to take care of his daughter himself, and therefore took the daughter back. What a great personality, Ravana. What are you talking? Have you read Valmiki Ramayana? Two things. Number one, when Sita Ji Swayamvara is happening, Ravana had gone there to get married to Sita Ji. Number two, when he kidnaps, the only thing he keeps asking her is, get married to me, say yes, say yes, say yes. There is a lot of backstories to all these things. Actually, Ravana has a curse that unless the woman says yes, he cannot marry or cannot be with any woman. If he tries to be, he will be burnt. And that is why he is not forcing Sita Ji to marry. Sita Ji has to say yes. And Sita Ji is not the only lady who is being taken by Ravana. Ravana has many ladies of many other kings and many other people that he has kidnapped. Some of them have said yes and therefore are living as his queens. Some of them have said no and therefore they are suffering. If you read the description that Ravana, when first time he takes Sita Ji to Lanka, he gives her 1 year and says that I will give you 1 year to say yes. And he says if you do not say yes, he looks at his cook and says that if she does not say yes in 1 year, next day you should cook her and I will have her for breakfast. That's what he says. I'm not even exaggerating. That kind of cruel personality Ravana is, that he wants to be married to her. He cannot be because of the curse, and therefore he is threatening, he is tempting, he is doing all kinds of nonsense, and he is ready to kill those people who say no. So I don't know which Ramayana these people have read and thought that Ravana was a great personality. We missed the very, very important point. Just because he was intelligent, he was wise, he has studied Vedas, doesn't make him a great personality. How he was as a person, that matters. What he has done is worse. Anywhere he went, he was the greatest thief. One of the names of Shivji is Tenanam Pataye Namaha, is because of Ravana also. That he is Lord of Thieves. Shivji. Is there? I am not joking. You see Rudram, it is there. Tenanam Pataye Namaha. He is Lord of Thieves. Why? Because he was Lord of Ravana. And there is no greater thief than Ravana. Everywhere he went, he liked something, he took. I already told you story, how he got Lanka. Isn't it? That was supposed to be gifted by Kuberji to Shivji. They called him as Purohit to do Griha Pravesha. And he said, as a Dakshina, I want this golden Lanka. What kind of person? Pushpaka Vimana is Kuberas. Kuberas Pushpa. Kubera is his cousin brother. He liked it, he took it. Such a wretched fellow he is, and people think he was a nice person. But, they say, as long as you will worship Sri Rama, you will think that Ravana is villain. No, wrong. We know Ravana was a villain, and therefore we worship Sri Rama. It's not other way around. So, see, Tulsidas Ji is not mentioning all these things. But if you read the original Itihasa, Valmiki Ramayana, he is a very bad person. There's no confusion in anybody's mind. See, these historians nowadays who come and start giving this kind of theories and this and that, they have not read the original text at all. Same thing is with Mahabharata characters also. Karna was a great person. See, everybody had good things and bad things. But that doesn't make them great people. He was a bad person. He did many, many bad things. He wanted many bad things to happen, and that's what he was. Whether you like it or not. But somebody comes and writes very nice book on it, becomes famous. People don't read the original text. People read this book and they start to say, oh, Karna was such a nice person. Shri Krishna killed him, by cheating. What can you say? You feel sad for such people. The author as well as the readers. Why? See, I can come up with any theory. Where is authentic proof? Where is the proof? You read the original text, you will see what kind of person Ravana was. And therefore, what he has done can't even be said. Right? And therefore, when he kept Sita Ji in Ashok Vatika, it was not out of compassion or anything. He was forced to do that because he could not even touch her without her permission. And it is said in Valmiki Ramayana, very beautifully it is said that Sita Ji, since she was kidnapped, did not even look at Ravana. She doesn't even know how Ravana looked. She doesn't even know. When Ravana used to come and tempt her or threaten her, etc., and saying too many things, first of all, Sita Ji will not say anything. If she has to say, she will take a blade of grass and will talk to Ravana like that. That you are equal to blade of grass. And she is talking to blade of grass as though that is Ravana. That's what. We'll see Sundarakanda also, she is doing that. What Sita Ji does is what sadhakas should do. She knows she has made a mistake. She agrees. But what she says here, very beautiful line, 29 Doha. Jehi bidhi kapata kuranga sangadhaye chala Shri Ram, so chabi Sita rakhiura, ratati rahati harinam. What did she do? That going behind that Kanchana Mruga, how Sri Ramachandra left from there, that was her last visual of Sri Rama. She kept on remembering that form. And so chabi Sita rakhyura, that she kept in her heart, ratati rahati harinam, and kept on chanting Bhagavan's name. So since she went to Ashoka Vatika, her only thing was remembering Sri Rama and taking his name. And Tulsidas Ji is amazing. He says, Hari and Sri Rama both he says in the same line. You see? So Hari Harati, one who removes the sorrow. And Sri Rama Ramate, one who gives that joy. So both aspects. So though Sita Ji is in Ashoka Vatika, you see, though she is in Lanka, where is she? She is in Ashoka Vatika. She is in a place where there is no Shoka. Why? Because she is remembering Bhagavan. Shoka is removed by Hari. Joy is given by Sri Rama. Both are Bhagavan's name only. But he says this very nicely. Now, here what happened? Sri Ramachandra, as he was coming back, he saw Lakshmana. And he said, why did you leave Sita? And see, Lakshman ji is hurt, okay? If you read Valmiki Ramayana, he is badly hurt. He could not even believe Sita ji said all those things, what she said. So when Sri Ramachandra asked this, somebody would have easily said, no. You know what happened? And then she said, Lakshman ji does not say anything that Sita ji said. He just falls at his feet and says that it's not my mistake. I was forced to do this. I didn't want to leave her. You had asked me to protect her and staying there. I wanted to do that, but I was forced. Sri Ramachandra understands. He does not ask any more questions and says that something bad, I think, has happened. They both come back to the kuti and they see that Sita ji is not there. And this Sri Rama's Vilapa now starts. Again, Tulsidas Ji doesn't speak much about it. He is just asking everyone, trees, plants and creepers and fruits and flowers, etc. Where is Sita Ji? Valmiki Ramayana, chapters after chapters are there of Sri Rama's Vilapa. How many times he faints on the ground, while walking, and Lakshmanji doesn't know what to do and keeps on consoling, keeps on telling him, but Sri Rama is not listening. He is remembering Sita Ji. So very Mrudu Shrungara also is there, in these few lines. He khaga mruga, he madhukara shreni, tumadeki Sita mruganeni, khanjana sukha kapota mrugamina, madhura nikarakko kila prabina, kunda kali dadima damini, kamala sarada sasi ahibhamini, baruna pas manoja dhanu hamsa, gaja ke hari nija sunata prasamsa. It will look like he is just telling some random names. But actually, he is comparing every aspect of Sita Ji's form with great things. That is what he is doing. Kunda, Kali, Dadima, Damini, Kamala, Sarada, all these are different comparisons that are happening. Doesn't describe much. Tulsidas Ji doesn't describe much. But his love for Sita Ji comes out. And searching for Sita Ji, they are still going here and there. And they see Jatayu fallen on the ground, bleeding with both the wings are cut. They know Jatayu. So Sri Rama just goes near and touches his face. And Jatayu opens his eyes and looks at Bhagavan. It is said that he is all pida, he is all pain. Everything just goes away. Not just pain of dying, but pain of samsara goes away, he said. And he tells to Sri Rama the entire thing that has happened. That Sita Ji is taken by Ravana, is taken her into southern direction and she was crying, which is to indicate that she is taken by force. She is kidnapped. So everything this Jatayu even tells about the battle that happened. And finally he says, I was holding on to my life only to give you this news. Okay? And Sri Ramachandra feels so sad that Jatayu is dying because of me, to protect Sita Ji. So he says, you fought for my sake. You are having all this pain for my sake. I will remove all your pain and I will bless you that you will remain alive. But Jatayu, what he says is even more beautiful. You see, Jakara nama marata mukha ava, adhamau mukuta hoi shruti gava, so mama lochana gochara age, rakho deha natha kei khage. He says, Bhagavan, by chanting whose name even a sinner gets liberated. When that Bhagavan is right in front of my eyes, who wants to keep this body? See? Adhamau Mukuta, even if that sinner is a very bad sinner, Shruti, Vedas say that even he gets liberated just by chanting the name of Bhagavan. Now when that Bhagavan is right in front of my eyes, so mama lochana gochara age, he is right in front of me. Rakho dehanataki kavi. What is the point in keeping such body? I am done. You are in front of me, I am taking your name. What better death? There are so many people who do not even get that chance of seeing you. And therefore, just by remembering and chanting your name, they get liberated. I am getting a chance of seeing you right in front of my eyes. What else I need? I will die. It is said when Sri Ramachandra heard, he started to cry. His eyes were filled with tears looking at Jatayu's love. And he said, so be it. If this is how you want to die, so be it. And he gave Sarupya Mukti to Jatayu. Sarupya Mukti is not only he will go to Sri Ramachandra's Loka, Saketo Loka, but he will get the same form, Pitambara. That's why Tulsidas Ji says also, Pitambara he got. He was in the same form as Sri Rama. And Sri Ramachandra tells him, please go to my Dhama. My father is there, your friend. Please meet him. Tell him whatever has happened on the earth and tell him that Sita is kidnapped by Ravana. And one very nice line. He says, tell my father that the rest of the news Ravana himself will tell you. Two things. Ravana is going to die. Not just Ravana. Ravana will tell you along with his entire family. Sita harana tata jani kahau pita sana jai jo me Rama ta kula sahita kahi dasanana ai. You tell that kula sahita dasanana. With his entire clan, Ravana is coming to tell you the rest of the things that happened. Two things. Number one, I am going to kill everyone. And number two, they are not going to hell. They are going to the same loka. This is called Bhagavan. That's why we had seen at the beginning of Aranya Kanda that this Ishvara Charitra, Ishvara Leela which is there in Aranya Kanda is Vichitra. Is not like anything else. He gave Mukti to Marich also. That is how Bhagavan is. And saying this, he gave that Sarupya Mukti. Now Jatayu Ji does the beautiful stuti of Bhagavan. The 4 chandas are there. His Nirguna Swarupa, his Saguna Swarupa, his Ishvara Rupa, his Avatara Karya, and Sri Rama's life, Sri Rama's Rupa, and very beautiful entire stuti is. Okay, we don't have time to go through every line, but it's very simple and very easy to understand. Jaya Jaya Rama Anupa Nirguna Saguna Guna Preraka Sahi Dasa Sisa Bahu Prachanda Khandana Chanda Saramandana Mahi. Guruji says that to translate these is a crime. He says you should not try to translate. You just read. Just to read and listen to it, that itself is such a nice thing. Pathodagata Saroja Mukha Rajiva Ayata Lochanam Nita Naumi Ramu Kripalu Bahu Bisala Bhavabhaya Mochanam Balamaprameya Anadimajam Avyakta Mekam Gaucharam Govinda Gopara Dwandwahara Vigyana Garadhara Nidharam Jai Rama Mantra Japanta Santa Ananta Janamanna Ranjana Nita Naumi Rama Akama Priya Kamadi Kaladala Ganjanam Jai Shruti Niranjana Brahma Vyapaka Biraja Aja Kahi Gavahi Kari Dhyana Gyana Biraga Joga Aneka Muni Jehi Pavahi So Prakata Karuna Kanda Sobha Brinda Aga Jaga Mohai Mama Hridaya Pankaja Bhranga Anga Ananga Bahu Chabi Sohai Jo Agama Sugama Subhava Nirmala Asama Sama Sitala Sada Pasyanti Jam Jogi Jatana Kari Karata Manago Basa Sada So Rama Rama Nivasa Santata Dasa Basa Tribhuvana Dhani Mama Ura Basau So Samana Samsruti Jasu Kirati Pavani. Beautiful stuti. Few points now, Agama Sugama. See how he is trying to show that Sri Ramchandra is Agama. Agama means very difficult to reach, but Sugama, but very difficult to very easy to reach. Why? For those people who do not have bhakti, for them it is very difficult. But for those who have, it is very Sugama. Shri Krishna says in Gita, Tasyaham Sulabha Partha. Those bhaktas who control their indriyas and put their mind into me, for them I am very Sulabha. When Ishavasya Upanishad says that Brahman is very far, yet it is very near. Shankaracharya says, for fools and ignorant people, Brahman is very far. And for intelligent and wise, it is very near. Why? Because Brahman is neither far nor near. But those whose mind is not prepared, they think that it is very far. For them, Bhagavan is Agama, cannot be reached. But those who have love, Sugama, very easy to reach. That is what Bhagavan is. So, very beautiful, these all bhavas that Jatayu expresses. Abirala bhagati magi bara gidha gayav haridham tehi kriya jathochita nija karajinika ram. It said that saying this and asking for avirala bhakti, that Ananya Bhakti having gained, Jatayu went to Bhagavan's Dham and Tehi ki Kriya Jathochita Nijakara Kinhi Ram. Sri Rama with his own hand did all the Antevidhi of Jatayu. See, Dasharath Maharaj himself did not get this chance. When he died, Sri Rama was not even there. Jatayu gets it. And you see, Jatayu, vulture is considered to be the worst kind of bird. Why? Because it lives on the dead body. But you see, he is a bhakta. And Sarupya Mukti he has got. Jatayu called Sita Ji as Putri, remember? And she saved him from Naraka. Just trying to save Sita Ji, he has saved himself from going to Naraka. That is what has happened. In one of the books called Victorious Youth, Guruji says one very nice point. One example he gives, that is of Ravana and Jatayu Yuddha. He says if you just look at that Yuddha, you will think that Ravana has won because Ravana killed Jatayu. He says, but success is never to be measured from only that moment's result. Success is long term. So is the failure. What Ravana wanted was to marry Sita Ji. Did he succeed? No. What Jatayu Ji wanted? To protect Sita Ji. Did he succeed? Yes. So, looking at that particular instance, you may say that Ravana won, Jatayu lost. No. You see the entire thing, then you understand actually Jatayu Ji was the winner. For two reasons. Number one, he was fighting for dharma against adharma, whereas Ravana was doing adharma. So that cannot be called as true success. Then the point comes Satyameva Jayate, that finally truth, that dharma alone wins. So when you look at the entire picture, then we realize all these points. Right? That is what happened. Then Sri Rama went forward. Then what happened, we will see in the next session. Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti
Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti
Veera Maruti Ati Dhira Maruti
Veera Maruti Ati Dhira Maruti
Gita Maruti Sangeeta Maruti
Gita Maruti Sangeeta Maruti
Duta Maruti Rama Duta Maruti
Duta Maruti Rama Duta Maruti
Bhakta मारुति परम भक्त मारुति
भक्त मारुति परम भक्त मारुति
वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
वीर मारुति गंभीर मारुति
गंभीर मारुति
गंभीर मारुति
गंभीर मारुति
गंभीर मारुति।
सियावर रामचंद्र की
जय।
पवन सुत हनुमान की
जय।
उमापति महादेव की
जय।
बोलो भाई सब संतन की
जय।
सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
जय।
ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।